Hello YouTube, this is another BTNeanderthal video. Today we are reviewing Pay to Play Episode 5. The Throw Sorceress. It is no good. Thanks for watching. See you next time, you beasts.
That's pretty much what happened. So thank you very much, Mr. Sunny, for summing it up, and I will catch you guys next time. No, but for real. What happened this time, basically we did the leveling portion and then we did the endgame portion as we do always. The leveling portion, we like through level 1 through 11, it wasn't great. Wow, what? 95% chance, by the way. That looks like 95% chance, doesn't it? We couldn't do P8 like pretty much all other melee builds can at that stage of the game. We could do like players 4, players 6, that somewhere that range. It was a little rough. As far as 11 through 16, kind of still the same thing, but once we got the Act 2 Mercenary, like at like level 16, 17, then he was actually starting to like wreck things with the enchant that we actually had here. Because we had like a bunch of enchant. You know, we had cold enchant, we started off with cold enchant, and then just kept putting points into cold enchant really. A little bit of points into warmth to keep our attack rating up, because warmth does now give attack rating in Project Diablo 2. And then once we hit level 18, we got enchant fired. Mostly we relied on cold enchant for damage, but the enchant fire gave us a bonus attack rating, which allowed us to boost our attack rating again and hit more stuff. So as soon as we hit like level 18 to 20-ish or something like that, cold enchant, then we started to put everything else into fire enchant. And once we hit 30, we put a point into fire mastery and a point into cold mastery to boost that damage up a little bit more. And ultimately, I'd say it was kind of underwhelming, at least the throw sorceress portion of this. Again, sponsored by Fredly, so thank you for that. But we kinda, unfortunately, didn't make it work that well through this whole time. Like I said, it was underwhelming. The Merc, though, destroyed with enchant. The Merc was just like plowing through. I used an Act 2 Merc for a while, actually the whole time pretty much, other than the end right here. And it worked pretty good. It's still hype regardless. Just trying to hit with throw is very difficult. First you have to like do the attack rating roll, so you might miss with your throw, and then on top of that there's no splash damage or anything like that. Any moment, pretty much throughout this entire thing, when I decide to, you know, swap hotkeys from literal throw to attack, I would start dealing damage just because of the fact of having melee attacks deal splash damage mod on basically every throwing weapon in the game. So it's not that the damage wasn't there, it's just that mechanically throw just doesn't work. One way that was suggested that maybe we could fix this is like maybe the regular throw attack here, like regular throw might have splash damage, right? That way like Barb and Amazon don't get a crazy buff from having all throw be splash damage as well. That's just one idea. There's, you know, some other things you could probably do as well, but you know, it needs to be reworked in order for throw to actually be competitive at all. It's best to just like literally enchant your mercenary, let him do the work while you're trying to throw. The run ended throughout the leveling portion at Nightmare Duriel, like right after Nightmare Duriel. The only way we got past is we actually cheesed Nightmare Duriel with a little glitch. There we go. Oh. You know, you shouldn't have to glitch the game in order to get past something to test if it's viable or not. It's like, you know, it's just not good. In the endgame portion of the build, we tried out a bunch of different things. We threw some stuff together with Balrog Blade, the Demon Arch, Spear, and we went into Chaos Sanctuary, put on some Pierce gear. Hey! And ultimately it was actually killing some things in Chaos Sanctuary, but there's that problem again with no splash. Like your Merc goes in, you enchant yourself and you enchant your Merc, and your Merc does like more damage per second to more monsters because of his splash damage. It was actually decent, but again, anytime, like I said, you swap from throw to like normal attack, you start doing more damage. So that was an issue there. We started to experiment a little bit with bosses and the Ubers and stuff because we kind of realized relatively quickly on, like early on, that this is just not going to be a mapper. This is going to be at best a single target, like boss farmer or something like that. So we threw ourselves right into Endariel. We're at max breakpoint now. We're 10 over, actually. Dang, bro. To say that that's good is a lie. Okay. I'm just gonna go and say that, Brosork is not viable for Uber, bosses. There's no stopping the bosses from, like, coming at you, and you need a spot where you can just kind of cheese. It's like a cheese build, where it's like the monster or the boss you're trying to fight, the only way you're gonna actually do damage is if the boss stands still, and you just get to stand still and throw things. That's one major issue with, throw, especially on Sorceress, is a lot of your survivability comes from teleport, and an issue with that is when you're starting to throw things and you're standing in place, any boss that in a boss fight, when you're standing in place, is gonna take, you're gonna take big damage. You're gonna take big damage, and you know, if you're moving around, you're just not dealing damage. So those are some issues there, just mechanically on how this build actually played out. We tried Uber Tristram. We tried plus skills with enchant, like Ormus robes and things like that, and that worked okay for like clearing regular stuff. But you know, like Chaos Sanctuary monsters, but like I said, it's just not as fast as a Mercenary. We tried Dream, and Dream did good damage, but you might as well just throw like Passion on for Zeal. Kind of like in like LOD, you just Zeal Sork, right? Instead of throwing, it did more damage. And then we tried Dragon, and Dragon was not as good as Dream. On top of that, we, you know, like when we tried out Dream, we tried putting points into Lightning Mastery. We got a bunch of Lightning Skillers, and all that stuff. You know, we built ourselves out as much as we could for each one. of these tests, and unfortunately, like, none of them really proved to be good. Could you do this on players 1? Yes. But I'm gonna ask you another question. Why would you do this to yourself? Don't do this to yourself. I'd say until there's like a rework or something, it's just not... You're not doing AoE, and that's a big problem. So... And then the single target, there's nothing tanking for you to stay alive other than your Mercenary. And sometimes your Mercenary doesn't do the best at staying alive, depending on the situation. So... It's rough. I'd say this is the worst build I have tried. It's worse than martial arts, and that is saying something. Martial arts actually wowed me in Act 1 normal, whereas this build never really wowed me. The one thing that did wow me actually is the mercenary damage, like I keep saying. Like, you enchant your merc with heavy enchant levels, and he just goes ham. Like, he just goes ham. Now, if we had passion or something like that, again, this was a throw sorceress, but if we went for like zeal sorceress or something, then I could see some more potential there. So anyways, and yes, as Jay Gates is saying in the chat, I actually did die, I believe, the first time in the Bloodmore normal Act 1, and here's a clip of it. Oh god. What? Dude, I died in the Bloodmore? I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever died in the Bloodmore. So, it was quite embarrassing. But, you know, bad RNG plus bad gameplay, that's how it goes. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. Our next one coming up is going to be sponsored by Swishes. He is going to have us run a Rabies Druid, and that's going to be pay-to-play episode 6, and that'll be on the 25th of February, I believe, as it stands right now. Thank you again, Fredly, for sponsoring this event here today. Much love, everybody, and thank you all for stopping in. You guys are beasts. Holy crap, dude, let's go! That's actually kind of pog. Dude, why couldn't you request this, bro? Why couldn't you request this?